5'2", that's nothing to brag about, all like that. It would seem like that you're some type of short person bigot. Don't be a short person bigot, Thorny. That's not cute. That's not cute. I mean, a very attractive young lady, but that's not cute being a short person bigot. Short people need love too. Not unless y'all all short, Thorny Switch. That's not the case. I just told you about that. Maybe you posted that before I told you about the 6'5" and taller cats that we have on the back of the line. From Rail, the intern, Scott, Uncle Donnie in the building. Let me say this one more time for the record, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This person in the chat room is not my Uncle Donnie. That is a picture of my Uncle Donnie, but I am 100% sure that my Uncle Donnie has never been on the internet in his life. From Hot Capper 2000. What up, Hot Capper 2000? The Falcons. Super Bowl. He's got a bunch of exclamation points. Just making sure it's real. That's how I feel, too. That's how I feel, too. The Falcons are in the Super Bowl. Unbelievable. In just his second year as head coach, Dan Quinn, the Falcons are in the Super Bowl. And most of y'all ninjas in ATL wanted Rex Ryan to be the coach. I must remind you. I must remind you. Most of y'all wanted Rex Ryan to be the coach from World 504. Oh, man. World 504 is his profile pic. Got a naked picture of Donald Trump's old lady. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I mean, did you ever think in your lifetime that you'd hear a story or hear a scenario where the president of the free world, not that getting naked or whatever for dough and you trying to pay your bills is something, just totally classless or whatever. I mean, to each his own. But did you ever think in your lifetime you'd see a first lady's mammary glands? Never thought in my life. We're living in a time, Fessa. We living in a time. The 47 problem. Let's get on fat folk. How about that? Short folk can't do anything but their height, but fat folk can push away from the Big Macs. Damn. Now, I happen to know. Now we starting to cut to the white meat. Hold on. We got to stop this right now. Even the studio audience agrees with me. We starting to cut to the white meat now. Now, I didn't make that point. I just read the comment by the 47 problem. Now, I know the 47 problem. Very honorable, classy person, individual, okay? And the 47 problem is what they would call height challenged, like a lot of us are in relative terms. And so he makes a valid point. You can't do nothing about your height. You remember that episode of Brady Bunch when Bobby Brady wanted to get taller or whatever, man? And so he thought that he'd go and hang up on his swing for a couple of hours and stretch himself out. That's actually not going to happen. We can't do anything about that. So listen, you don't want to start criticizing people about their physical features or whatever, man, because ain't nobody perfect. And the 47 problem makes a great point. I don't want to get into that type of conversation about people's size, about people's hair, about people's teeth, or nothing like that. We're not going to do that shit around here. Okay? All right? We're not going to do that around here. Let's just keep it above board. Some people are height challenged. Some people are weight challenged. Some people are raggy teeth challenged. Bald-headed challenge. Nobody's perfect, man. Let's just all get along like Rodney King. You act like God darn anybody under 6 foot is a second-class citizen or something like that. And that's not the case. And Thorny, I expect a whole lot better from you. I mean, so let's stop this right now before it gets going. I mean, the 47 problem just came out and pulled out his gats. All right? We don't want to start shooting up in the chat room. We don't want to start shooting up in the chat room. We don't want to do that. From in the chat room was Breaking.com. From Failpay B Hill, the Falcons have a bandwagon. Laugh out loud. I can't believe it. All the days we have been picked up and laughed at, we actually have a bandwagon. What a feeling. I thought this day would never come. I thought it'd never come either. Yeah. And you know what? It's perfect. And I've been saying this for the last couple of days, man. There's no reason for anybody outside of the New England area, or if you're a small kid and you just jumped on the Patriots bandwagon at a very young age, there's no reason for anywhere else in the country to be rooting for the New England Patriots. So by kind of like osmosis, have you, the Falcons are going to pick up a lot of fans, man. The style of football that they play, the black uniforms. As sports fans, we love black uniforms. They got a lot of things going on for them. You know, they're cool. They got a bunch of young players on the team once again, man. Devontae Freeman got them dreadlocks. That's kind of cool these days. Devondre Campbell, same thing. So they got some kind of like new age type players. They're fast, they're speedy. They do all of this gadget stuff on offense. It lends to creating a new fan base. And my gosh, I mean, it's perfect, man. From Sup Griff, Trump wants to do his daughter. Right. Yeah, not only is man's wife butt naked and, you know, for everybody to see, but, I mean, it's creepily, and I don't know if creepily is a word, creepily he wants to have relations with his daughter. That's all you need to know. From Trump wants to do his daughter, he says, can I have an application for the Falcons bandwagon? I mean, I guess you can. I think the applications are just ceremonial. From Uncle Mike. Ooh, look at Uncle Mike. Ooh, and I know that young lady's name right there. She is one of those video vixens. Thank you, Uncle Mike, for the profile pic today. He says, man, it's the Patriots jersey all over Houston. It's Patriots jerseys all over Houston. But what I will say about that, like I said earlier, Uncle Mike, is I'm pretty sure that those are all young people. That they're all younger age people. You can't be, because the Patriots have never been good outside of the last 15 years. You know, when Parcells was there, they were good. They made it to a Super Bowl. They lost the Super Bowl. But that's what, 5 years before Belichick got there? Belichick's been there for 15 years, I think they said, or 16 years. So say the last 21 years, okay? So people that have seen football and can remember football for all the years before Bill Parcells got there, remember that the Patriots were bad. In the last 21 years under Parcells, if you're, you know, a younger person in age, then all you've seen is dominant Patriots football. I bet you the people that you see with all those Patriots jerseys around there, man, I bet you those people are younger, and I bet you those people are also partly bandwagon fans as well. From Big L, your Dollars, great boxing match last night, sir. Great sports talk, sir. So Dollars and Cents, and I think Big Vince had a show last night. I got to go back and listen to it. From Dollars and Cents says, we are all the same height when the lights go out, Thorny. Exactly. Couldn't have put it any better myself. From B Strick, is anybody talking about the elephant in the room, the perceived class or race aspects of the Patriots versus the Falcons? I kind of talked about it earlier this week, and it's not really been a big topic of conversation. I don't even know if it needs to be, but, I mean, it's very obvious. You got Boston, which many of us grew up with 4 or 5 starters for the Boston Celtics being white, and you got ATL, maybe the blackest city in this country's history. You do. Very, very affluent, very, very civic-minded. Most of the the top positions in this city and the city government, man, are held by black people. You look at the stands at most of the sporting events, at Falcons games, at Hawks games, it's nothing but a bunch of brothers and sisters. And Boston is Boston. Yeah. You know, the Falcons wearing the black uniform I mentioned a little bit earlier, and the New England Patriots got Captain America as their quarterback. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a big topic of discussion, but it's obvious. It is, like you said, it's the elephant in the room. It's not really an elephant in the room, really. I mean, I just think that they're not going to make mention of that in the national stage. The national media is not going to really talk about that, and it's not a big thing, I don't think, either as well in 2017. But, yeah, clearly this is ATL, you know, home of So-So Def, and Outkast, and Boston, Massachusetts. You know, outside of Roxbury and New Edition, Danny Ainge, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale. That's what I think of when I think of Boston. I think of the Boston Celtics trotting out 4 white guys. I think of the New England Patriots with Julian Edelman, and Chris. What's the guy's name? Hogan, and Danny Whitehead or Woodhead or whatever his name is, and Captain America, Tom Brady. We'll see if they talk about that nationally. From Kaza, Steve Grogan years, they were okay, and they didn't cheat yet. Right. From RC, the Super Bowl could have Mayweather hat nor Holmes Cooney feel to it. Perfect analogy. And we were at the fight when Mayweather, was it Mayweather and Hatton? Yeah, Mayweather and Hatton in Vegas. And, man, the vibe in that place, in that hotel, in the casino, man, for Mayweather Hat, man, was just very, very divisive. I mean, you had all of these cats from the UK, I guess, and you had all of these Mayweather fans. And it was just very, very divisive, very, very, you know, it was very tension-filled. And, yeah, Larry Holmes and Jerry Cooney, if you remember that from back in the day, I had to have been about 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. But I remember that very vividly as a young boy and how Jerry Cooney was going to beat Larry Holmes. No, the hell he ain't. From what I remember that fight, man, Jerry Cooney ate about 11 jabs. Jerry Cooney ate so many jabs that night, man. Oh, there he goes. Another white hope. But it's not really like that. It's football. And, I mean, let's not act like the Patriots don't have a bunch of black players. I don't think it's, you know, truthfully speaking, I don't think that it's a big issue, but it's clear. And I think it's more so in the part of Atlanta because of Atlanta's makeup, the demographics of the city, that you may think of that. But the Patriots got a ton of black players. Let's be honest about it. When we get back from the break, man, a little bit of entertainment news, birthdays as well, and we'll read more of your chat. And maybe we'll touch upon this Big Ben stuff. And we got to talk about Dabo Sweeney, man. Dabo saying you are making a big mistake if you pass up on this guy, Deshaun Watson. We'll talk about it up next. This is The Doug Stewart Show.
Trust it was inside. Some things you